welcome back to STL TV. I'm Ivy Hartman. You are live with us here in the studio, and joining me is Pat Thurman and Solomon Thurman, the owners of 10th Street Gallery. They are among probably the newest entrepreneurs in St. Louis, especially downtown, and quickly becoming celebrities here in St. Louis, I would think, with your space and your exhibits.
Yes, it's been a fast track for us. We've only been open 7 months. And in 7 months' time, we've had at least 2 one-man shows, and we've also had 4 or 5 gallery talks in just a short order. So it's been really moving rather quickly for us.
Solomon, talk about your background as an artist and what moved you guys to open a gallery in downtown St. Louis.
Yes, my interest in art has began as a young kid. And I also went to school in St. Louis and worked for McDonnell Douglas as illustrator. Got laid off there in 1990 in conjunction with doing the aviation mural, Black Americans in Flight, which was done and unveiled 21 years ago.
Wow.
So that's part of my background, but my main focus is to work with fact-based information and get commissions in the city of St. Louis and around the world, actually.
Yeah, let's see some of the photos, actually, while we're talking about 10th Street Gallery, of some of the first exhibit as well as some upcoming exhibits, and we can learn a little bit more about Solomon. Now, Ken Calvert was your opening show exhibit.
Yeah, this opened in January, and Ken Calvert uses oils, acrylics, etc. He's a local artist, but has international notoriety, and his show was about 30 days, and this was his signature piece in the show.
Super, and you've got another show coming that's going on right now called Nostalgia, and we'll talk more about that in the next segment. But coming up in May, talk about the next show.
It's all about contemporary art next month. Carrie Gillen, who is an artist I met at Wall Ball, which is a fundraiser for the South City Art Gallery. She does a fantastic job of taking and framing fabric and painted fabrics. It's multidimensional.
Neat.
It's very unusual.
Yeah. So far, what's been your favorite? Well, of course you can play favorites, I guess. You can't say, Your son, Lance, of course, is exhibiting now. But what's been the highlight for you and what will be coming in the future?
Well, actually, the highlight for me is to be able to work with artists that I've worked with for the last 30 or 40 years, like Ken Calvert and like my son, who I felt like I've nurtured him.
Yeah.
And there's other artists that I have known that have also been part of our February Black History Show, which was 13 different artists that particular time.
Wow.
So
you guys have done a lot in just 7 months.
Yeah,
Will you keep up peeling back? So here you are with the director of the St. Louis Airport.
Right.
Talk about your involvement with the rededication of Concourse C.
Well, Concourse C, of course, was rededicated earlier this week. But the mural that's there, Black Americans in Flight, was unveiled in August 1990. And it deals with the history of aviation from an African-American experience from 1917 to the present. And they rededicated that because of what had happened in the tornado and the reinvestment of remodeling the airport. So a rededication was done. But as part of that rededication, my partner, Spence Taylor, who passed away 12 years ago, I did a painting of him. And that painting, a replica of that painting, is also next to the mural.
Oh, how special. You know, many of us haven't seen Concourse C ever or in a really long time. Did you have to do any work to the mural to get it up to par for this rededication?
Not at all. The airport, they are responsible. They own the mural. And the beauty of the mural is that it's not in Concourse C. It's just outside the security area of Concourse C. So it's near the baggage carousel and Carousel 1. So it's approximately 35 feet from the carousel. So anyone in the public can come down there and look at that mural without being a pilot, or at least being a passenger on an aircraft.
One more painting it's called Celia that Solomon has done. Tell us about Celia.
Well, in 1992, Margaret Bush Wilson, who was a civil rights attorney here in St. Louis, wanted her heroine painted, and Celia was her heroine. Celia was a slave in 1855 who was executed by the state of Missouri in Fulton, Missouri, for putting her master in a fireplace and burning up his body.
Wow.
And the reason Celia was her heroine was because she was born a slave, and she felt that had Miss Wilson had been born a slave, her life would not have had any direction. It would end up just like Celia.
I am so excited to hear about 10th Street Gallery. We're going to meet with the current exhibitor and artist, Lance Omar Thurman, right after this break. But I want you to take a special trip to 10th Street Gallery so that you can experience the current exhibit and coming exhibits, as well as these gallery talks that they have ongoing at 10th Street Gallery. To find out more information about what's currently there and what's to come, visit 10thstreetgallery.com or call them at 436-1806. They are open by appointment, and then also keep some regular hours, and as it gets lighter, you're going to want to check for their new hours as we get into the summer months. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
You know what, really exciting that they took time out of running the
Yeah.
10th Street Gallery to come and visit with us. Now, don't go anywhere, because as I mentioned before, we're going to visit with Omar Thurman, who is a photographer, and he's going to share with us his current exhibit called Nostalgia after this break. Now, another way to keep up with St. Louis and all the events going around here is to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and then we also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we stream all of our programming live on stltv.net. Make sure that now you know where, if you can't catch us live on the TV, since you're so busy, you can watch us streaming live on stltv.net. And we'll be back with more STL TV Live, the show, right after this.